is not a good week for pro wrestling, as we lost another legend of the business, Steve Mongo McMichaels. Not only a legend in the pro wrestling world, but a legend in the NFL world as well. Well, Kaliko.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah. Mongo McMichael, most people, when the wrestling fans will think of him as the former United States heavyweight champion who was okay in wrestling. Um, However, the general consensus, he's known as one of the defensive stars on possibly one of the greatest defensive teams in the world in the 85 Bears that was so dominant on their way to the Super Bowl. Not to mention, they kind of started the sports entertainment thing because they were the ones who did the Super Bowl shuffle video. So that was very, very ahead of its time when it's trying to, market yourself, especially during that time, market yourself as a defensive star. Uh, Not to mention not let alone a defensive unit. So it is a sad loss to say the least. Um, and considering that what he was going through the last several years, it's it sucks that he's gone, and it also is like he's not dealing with that pain,
Right.
especially dealing with ALS. So it was just, so it's bitter. It's very, very bittersweet in the sense that we're gonna miss him. And me personally, I just look at it like it's since you're not here, but it also is you're not suffering anymore. Also one of the four horsemen, one of the newer four horse, one of the people that were handpicked for the new four horsemen. Which we don't give the new four horsemen uh any, you know, they don't get any clout on it. But to me,
Right.
Dean Malenko and Mongo McMichael, I mean, they were a new generation of the horsemen. Mongo was that mouthpiece that was able to help a person like Dean Malenko, who was not a good talker, and Malenko was a good wrestler that could complement a Mongo. And of course, you had nature and art. So, you know what I mean? So it was, yeah, it's so that, especially a person of his, and no matter what you say, a lot of people that wrestle were former football players. So to take that athletic acumen and be able to entertain people, I mean, it says a lot, And not to mention, he was a coach. He was so many things: a football player, a coach, a professional wrestler.
Right.
It's just crazy. He's more than just. It sucks. It sucks he's gone, and it's just he got so much done in his life.
Honestly, I couldn't have put it better myself. Um, like you said, bittersweet. We've certainly had fun with Mongo on the show prior. But like you said, um, sad that he's gone, but it's good that he's not suffering anymore. Obviously, he had a full life as well. Um, definitely, thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and family of Steve Mongo McMichaels. All right. We are wrestling with WWE WrestleMania week, and what a week it was. Obviously last week on the show we reorganized the top 50 matches of WrestleMania of all time. So we didn't necessarily touch on what was going on heading into WrestleMania. Um, Now we are, and it was a shit show to say the least.
Really?
Did you see the interviews and the PR going into WrestleMania?
I mean, I mean, well, maybe because of me, it was more of a microcosm because I drove in that Saturday. So like I literally got up and got to WrestleMania that day.
Okay, so Triple H did a plethora of
Oh yes, I
interviews.
heard about that one. I heard that one.
And let's kind of break it down. First and foremost, he said that he doesn't give a fuck what the internet wrestling fans say because they don't know what's going to happen and all they do is bitch. I mean, it's not untrue, but do you really want the head of, your company saying telling the crowd, people to shut the fuck up and just watch the show. And, obviously a non kayfabe way. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get all sides of that because it's Triple H has gotten the benefit of the doubt because Vince was so bad and Triple H was so good that, he was able to benefit from it, right?
Right.
And now he's at this forefront and it's just getting to the point where it's like a bit of criticism towards him and he gets a little defensive. He shouldn't be that defensive. I also understand that the dynamic in which Triple H is running this company is not the same dynamic in way Vince was running this company. Um, Vince was the end all be all, and Triple H, as much as he has sway and say, I don't think. I mean, this WrestleMania weekend shows that he just didn't have what's that word? The final word, if you will.
And yeah, we'll be getting into that. He also said that yeah, Jey Uso is not the best wrestler that we have, but the fans seem to like him, and that's why he's in the position that he's in. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, we give Tony Khan a lot of shit for saying, this is great, this is great, he's the greatest wrestler in the world, and you're like, well, hold up a second, he's not the greatest wrestler in the world. You don't, you don't say the guy that just won your second biggest event, going into your biggest event, and we're fighting for your second biggest title. Well, yeah, he's not that great of a wrestler. Like, no. I, like, I know that they were in Vegas, but, like, were they on something? Were they doing drugs when they were doing these interviews? Like,
I mean, they were raking in all that money from doing last minute after parties and goddamn last minute after parties, $100,000 going down the ramp. I mean, I will say this: that maybe they were so busy trying to milk Vegas for what it was. I mean, that it comes off as a sense of arrogance. Maybe Dana White is rubbing off on them because it seems very Dana White-ish.
well, I mean, it shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't. I mean, but
It
it kind of is.
it could. It is because
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, as a person that sat at WrestleMania near Celebrity Row, lots of MMA fighters and Dana White himself. It's literally a blurred line between those two.
Nick Khan said that WWE is the underdogs when it comes to competing against AEW. Um, they feel
Now
that,
that's smoking crack. Now that's crack smoking. No,
like you said, they're charging $100,000 for after parties, and AEW is just struggling to get $100,000 for the arena that
gate.
they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. It's nuts. I will say that.
Jay Uso, obviously was one of the main featured wrestlers. He said that he don't got a lot left time on his career, and that these might be the last couple of years in his wrestling, and then he's gonna move on to something else. I mean, I can understand when Roman is saying something like that. The longest reigning champion of all time of the modern era, but when you're the guy you're pushing is saying he's not going to be there for too much longer, and he's going into a title match. What what was WWE's PR doing during this show? Were they at the baccarat table? Was they doing the slots?
No, I think he was just being honest. Asked his honest opinion, and he gave it. But keep in mind, he's been wrestling longer than Roman.
I mean,
So I
yes,
mean,
technically.
you say what?
I mean, yes, technically, but
Yeah, I mean, that ain't no technically. Yeah, legit. And when you think of like the SCW days and all that, like no, he's there, and maybe he's just getting to the point. I mean, this is this pinnacle, and it could be his one and only shot at this pinnacle. So it's not like put it this way: if Jay Uso loses that title, is people clamoring for him to get back in the main event picture? And if your answer is no, then why wouldn't he leave on a high?
ain't true. But I mean, I don't feel like you go into a world championship match and say, yeah, but I'm gonna retire in like a year or two. I feel it contradicts what you're doing.
I don't think he said a year or two. I just think he's saying he's got more days. Personally, I would take it as he has more days behind him than ahead of him.
I mean, Roman said something similar. You know,
And he's on a part-time schedule, so
yeah. CM Punk said
there
that even despite being the main event of WrestleMania, he's not. He didn't feel like they should have main evented WrestleMania. Him, Seth, and Roman. Um,
who
CM Punk said that going into WrestleMania.
CM Punk said that, but when he fucking got up, I'm telling you right now, I looked dead. Um, I fucking did it. The first thing he said was, "I fucking did it."
Yeah. So I mean, and John Cena, obviously going into the biggest match of the show, said that he doesn't care what anybody says. He loves Vince McMahon. Obviously, a name WWE doesn't want to say too often, especially when the word love is attached to it. Um, and low-key, I could understand why people would be upset at this. You don't necessarily want to say that you love somebody like Vince McMahon, especially when you're promoting the biggest show of the year.
I mean, he just said it. I mean, without Vince, he doesn't get the opportunity. So you kind of got to look at that as a context.
I don't have the quote in front of me. I could just be paraphrasing here, but he said, "I don't care what anybody thinks or says. I love Vince McMahon. I'm always going to love Vince McMahon." He
Yeah,
said, "We
that
have."
that's the guy that gave him the shot. I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is.
I mean, I guess.
And I mean, I, who, people are not gonna go into ape shit. I mean, if people go into ape shit over it, then I mean, going ape shit over his opinion. It is what it is.
Well, they didn't go apeshit over that, but a lot of people went apeshit over Roman Reigns, and a lot of top WWE stars saying that they're pro-Trump supporters. Obviously a lot of people were upset about that. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know why they were.
but I mean, it's it's WWE. Vince McMahon and Donald Trump are literally best friends. I don't see what
Saturday,
it
I
would be any
mean,
surprise where that WW,
oh no,
WWE
but in the
were
meantime,
Trump supporters. And if that bothers you, then don't watch the show. But I mean, it shouldn't. It whoever is politically aligned with anything, you don't need to pick sides. You can just enjoy what you're watching. Just my opinion.
I mean, them taking it. I mean, he's in that tax bracket where he would want to benefit. So to me, that ain't nothing new.
Well, uh, that brings us to WrestleMania SmackDown. Um, Carmelo Hayes won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and
Mellow don't miss.
he officially has a an all expense paid ticket to AEW now. Congratulations to Carmelo.
Wow.
I mean, stop me when I'm telling lies.
He is. How dare you?
Um, going into no, going into actually the Hall of Fame was after that. Um, from I'm kind of getting conflicting reports on how many tickets were actually distributed and how many tickets were actually sold. It didn't look like it was sold out. Um, but I know that
Well, yeah, of course, because that big ass goddamn. I mean,
but it
night two was definitely sold out.
but it did go a long. The Hall of Fame went a long ass time. It started at 10. It ended at 1:30.
everyone to see
I mean,
Cody
say what
versus
you will about the
John Cena.
SmackDown, the WrestleMania SmackDown, the Hall of Fame SmackDown, I should say. I mean, at least it was, contained to 2 hours. So you didn't necessarily, you know, it was enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I it's gonna be interesting. I mean, for that, the Hall of Fame was long. People, I mean, think about SmackDown. Then you got to go somewhere else for the Hall of Fame. Then you got to, you know what I mean? It was just odd.
Right.
Um, people, I mean, the wrestlers themselves were falling asleep for crying out loud. But then
Except Booker
again,
T. Booker T was praying.
but but then again, this is where it's Vegas. They've been there since Wednesday. They've been hitting them fucking. I'm just saying, Vegas was just that one time where everybody is turning up, partying, drinking. doing what they want to do, lack of sleep, all that shit factors in. It's easy to get caught up in Vegas. Especially like you ain't been there. I mean, think about that. Like they ain't been there since WrestleMania 9.
I mean,
This is the first time they really been in Vegas
I mean, they've had
for a week.
Well, yeah, not for a week, for sure. That brings us to WrestleMania Saturday, NXT Stand and Deliver. The newsworthy things to come out of that was you called it. Dia Hill made her triumphant return into the ladder match. But I was right on the winner, Sol Ruka, your new women's North American champion. So, and she's the speed champion as well. So Ruka 2 belts. Kind of seems like they're strapping the rocket to her ass, no?
I mean, yeah, you called it. The first time I saw that, I was like, fucking James. Because I sure thought Thea was going to win. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Seems like Dia's going back to Chase University if you watch SmackDown. Well, NXT, I should say. Did we lose Kaliko?
Nah, you didn't lose me.
I'm
still here.
And the one thing that neither of us called, Hank and Tank defeated Fraxium to become the new NXT champions, ending Fraxium's historic run as NXT champions. Who fucking had that on their big bingo card?
Not me. I didn't have it on my bingo card. I thought Fraxium for sure. Felt like they were the only tag team.
And they wasn't even a tag team. I think they were just drawn together, no?
Yeah, I mean, it was nuts. I will say that. I didn't see that coming. It was just, what? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Very true. Alright.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.